Hey, my name is Meg and welcome back to my channel. So for those of you who have been subscribed and sticking around, I am so sorry that videos have been not as frequent as they were. Life has just caught up with me and I've been really tired, so I've kind of had to slow down on the amount of content that I am creating, but hopefully I'm going to be able to get back up there and start putting stuff out on a regular basis. I don't have a schedule, and because I can't really commit to that, I don't know if I ever will have a schedule for uploads, but hopefully I can start getting some more stuff out. But I thought it was about time we did another 3 looks, 1 palette, and I got the Winter Wonderland from Cosmic Brushes, or are they Cosmic Beauty now? I'm not sure. Anyways, I got this in one of their more recent restocks, and I just thought it'd be nice to play with it some more. I've done 1 look over on Instagram and TikTok, and I just wanted to delve into it a bit more. So if you want to see me create 3 more looks, then keep on watching. So here's the palette. I'm sure you've all seen this, like unless you're living on a deserted island somewhere and are just new to the makeup world. This is the Cosmic Beauty Winter Wonderland palette. I almost didn't buy this. When it first came out, I just wasn't super interested. I thought it was beautiful, but it just seemed so blue that I was like, I don't know. But the more I saw pictures and videos of it, I was just like, oh, like that has a lot more diversity. Like there's these beautiful purples here, the like mints and teals. You know, you do have some blues, but like blue is not like the only tone in here or color in here. And then you have some really magical shades, like this atmosphere shade is just the most beautiful multi-chrome, and also Winter Solstice is just absolutely breathtaking, and then all the rest of the shimmers are gorgeous too. I already knew I loved the formula based off of the Serenity palette, and so I really wanted to get some more from them, so I grabbed this and Delicious Delights, both of which I've done Instagram and TikTok videos on, but this is my first kind of like full-length video using this, and if you're interested in seeing it, I can do something with Delicious Delights as well. But yeah, I thought we could delve into this a bit more. I also got like a bunch of like glitter gels and stuff recently from a Temu haul, which if it's not live as I'm filming this, but it might be live by the time this goes up. I did a little unboxing of a bunch of different like glitters and pigments and all that I got off Temu. So I thought I could incorporate some of those into the looks and just really like play with this, like delve into all the different areas. For the TikTok, Instagram video I did, I just really pretty much stuck to this row here. So I think I'm going to try to, I'm not saying I won't use those in any of the looks, but I really want to like play with some of the others. So I think for this first look, we're really going to like involve like the purples and the blues together and then go from there. And like I said, probably pop in some of those like glitter gels or something. So let's just zoom you in and get started. The first shade we're going to go in with is Magical, which is the deep purple. It's nice because you really have like a deep shade, like a very deep shade in each of the different shades. Like you have a deep purple, a deep teal, a deep blue. So I really like that there's not only a nice range of colors, but also a range of tones and like depth to this. So I really think that this is a great like all-in-one palette, if that matters to you. Like if you don't want to have to like reach into other palettes, I think this is really set up to make that easy. I'm going to take that on this Essence angled brush, just a little angle brush, because we're going to start off with doing something graphic. I've been kind of feeling a bit, oh, sorry, I think I shook my camera. I've been feeling a little bit, you know, like timid. I don't know if timid is the right word, but I haven't really wanted to delve into anything too complicated with my makeup. It's just been hard being inspired to like create at all. So in order to like do it, I've just been keeping my makeup simple, but I think it's about time that we did something a bit more involved. So let's see where this takes us. I need to get a brush and blend out these primer creases. All right, so I think we're gonna go in here and I just want to keep it very flowy. Then we're gonna go in with this shade here. This is Calm, and it's sort of like the next level in like the purple row. And I'm gonna take this on. I know this brush is from Quo. It doesn't have like a number or a name on it. It was from like a holiday set. My husband grabbed it for me one year for Christmas, and it was like a couple years ago, so it's definitely not available anymore. But it's Quo, which is the Shoppers brand. So just gonna buff over top. And then onto a lighter shade. This is Blanket, which is a nice like soft, I guess almost like pastel lavender. And I'm gonna take that on this. This is from Jessup. Again, it's one where it doesn't have like a number. It was just like part of a set that they sent me. But it's a really awesome set. I do believe you can still find this set. I know that they have some of them available on Amazon. So it's a great place to check it out, at least if you're in Canada. But I really, these are the only brushes I've tried for them, but I really enjoy them. And just like further blending everything out. Really beautiful, soft shade. I like this a lot. Now I'm going to take this brush from Morphe. It's an M506, just like a little mini blending brush. And I'm going to lightly dip back into that Calm shade. So it was like the previous shade we used. And I'm just going to tap that off. And then I'm going to go back on and just try to like add some of that back into it, because I feel like when we used that last shade, it really kind of just blended that away a bit. So I definitely want to have that depth a bit. And the nice thing is that, again, like we're going to clean up under here, so I don't have to like worry so much about like it not going below that. So it gives me a bit more freedom and flexibility to just blend how I need to. Okay, then grabbing some micellar water and a Q-tip, let's clean it up. So I like the pointed Q-tips for this reason. Just go in. All right, that's pretty good. Like with that, I'll go in with a little bit more eyeshadow base and all of that, but that'll be good enough to just help clean up the shape. But again, look at the difference between the two. So it's important to take those steps. Next, I'm gonna go in with my P. Louise base. This is in Rumor 0, which is the white. And I'm actually gonna use this brush from P. Louise. This is the 7071. So I'm going to place some of this on like the back of my hand. Try not to get it everywhere. And then load up the brush. Just gonna like try to smush it on both sides. And then we're just gonna clean up the cut like kind of area a bit more. Next, I want to start doing like the lower part of the lid and then onto the lower lash line. And that's where I think we're going to incorporate some blues. So I'm going to go in with this deep blue here called Clear Skies. And I'm taking that on this Luxie 215 small angle brush. And I'm going to just pick that up lightly. We're going to just kind of like wing it out. I think that's kind of the shape that I want there. And then I'm also just going to stamp it like along the lash line. Okay, next we're going to go in with this e.l.f. smudge brush. don't think it has a name on it. And I'm gonna grab this light blue here called Icicle. Seems like a very fitting name for the shade. We're gonna pick that up and start placing that kind of right along that other blue. We're definitely gonna have to go back and forth between these ones a bit because there's a lot more contrast between the tones. I think I need to go in a little bit with this other shade here. I'm gonna take this on this NYX kind of, it's number 15. It looks kind of like a pencil brush. And I'm gonna take this mid-tone blue here called Fresh Air. I wasn't sure if I wanted to use it just because I wasn't sure the tone was kind of going with the shades, but I think I need it. I think I need a little bit of something in between these two. All right, we're just gonna go with that. And then I need another kind of blending brush, but I also want something small. Actually, instead of a blending brush, I think I'm gonna take this. It's another quill brush from that set. And I just want to like put something on the rest of this lid where I had some primer. So I'm gonna take this light shade here called Snowfall. It's sort of like, I don't know if it's like kind of like a light gray blue with a bit of purple, kind of like, it's the lightest shade, and I think it's sort of right in between the blue and the purple. This has a very like almost like gray tone to it. Really like that transition though. I think that that shade was necessary just to help with that. So we'll catch up the other eye finally and then sort out exactly. I think we're still gonna go with my plan for the glitter. Actually, you know what? We'll probably also come back and do the lower lash line before we do the glitter because I think I want to like try to do the glitter last. All caught up now. I also added some white liner. This is Milk. Yeah, Milk from NYX Cosmetics, just one of their OG jumbo liners. And we're going to continue on the lower lash line. I'm going to take that same angle brush we were using and that Clear Skies color. And we're just going to start bringing that down. All right, and then I am going to jump in with another angled brush, or we'll grab this is another Essence mini angled kind of brush. And I'm gonna actually jump into Magical, the deep purple. And bring that towards the inner corner. And then I think we'll take a little bit of that Blanket, so like the lightest lavender kind of shade. We'll use that to like blend this out a little bit. And then a little bit of that Icicle shade, the blue. We finally might be ready for the glitter. Let's get, I need like a small brush for detail. I think this would work. This is an an e.l.f. concealer brush. I always find it funny that this is called a concealer brush. Like, this is tiny, and I hear concealer and I think like under eye concealer. Anyways, we're gonna grab, this is one of the glitter gels that I got recently from Temu. I don't have a name for it at all, unfortunately. Like, most of the time they're always like just like numbered named. And I can't remember what's what right now, but you can keep an eye out for that video of mine on TikTok and possibly on Instagram if you want more info. But it's just this beautiful, like, hopefully, I don't know if the camera will end up focusing on it at all. It's just this like really beautiful, like iridescent glitter, and I just think that would go with the whole like Winter Wonderland theme. So I picked some of that up on the brush, and we're going to put that right under the cut crease. I'm going to start off with a bit, and we can always add more, but don't want to go too crazy. Not to say I don't want a lot of glitter there, but I just want to like build it up rather than have it be super intense right off the get-go. And there we have it, the finished look. I just love how this turned out. I am just so happy to be playing with this palette again. I am so excited that I got to incorporate one of these new glitter gels that I got. I just think that this look is so magical. The mattes are so beautiful, and then just the glitter gel just brings it up another level. I know we didn't use any of like the shimmers from the palette in this look because we used the glitter gel, but I no regrets. I'm happy with the decisions that we made. I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to go with the next two looks, but I'm sure I'll incorporate some of those other shades. I really want to use some of those special shades that are in this palette. Some other details just for the rest of my makeup. For my lips, I did a combo of this lip pencil from Gerard Cosmetics in the shade Share, just this beautiful pink. And then I took from What's Up Beauty. This is one of their matte lipsticks in Seba. I think this is from like a new collection of theirs, but I got it in my BoxyCharm. And then for my face, I actually had this on like before I did the look, but just if you were curious, for blush slash also highlight, I'm wearing this luminous blush from Rare Beauty, and this is in the shade Joy. It's just this beautiful peachy shade. I haven't really like been huge on adding highlight lately, so it's been a nice treat to like really delve into glowy blushes where I can get like the blush and then also get like a little bit of a glow with it. So that's what I've been feeling lately. We'll see where that goes. Anyways, if you want to see what other madness I have to create with the rest of these looks, then keep on watching. Let's dive into look number 2. So I think with this one, I want to do sort of like a, I don't know if we'll do a actual cut crease or more just like a idea of a cut crease, but I think I'm going to incorporate the purples and the teals is where I'm going, and I definitely want to use these gorgeous duochrome, like multi-chrome shades. So Atmosphere and Winter Solstice, I just need to dig into those. Maybe we'll even include a bit of Wonderland because that looks stunning and I haven't touched it yet. So enough chit chat, let's just zoom you in and get started. Okay, we are primed and ready. I don't always mention it, but like I use the P. Louise cosmetic base, and this is in Rumor 0.5, like every single look. So if I don't ever mention it, like this is what I'm using. So got that on, and we're gonna dive in, I think first with the outer corner. I'm gonna go in with this MAC 213. This is probably like one of the oldest brushes I have, which is something to say about like MAC brushes, like at least the way they used to get made. Like this thing has lasted through everything. So love that. We're gonna dip into, I know I used it I think first in the last look, but this shade Magical. I'm gonna start placing that on the outer corner. I'm just gonna triple check that the base is not creasy. Start off with this. I know I used it in the last look, but it was like so minimal that I don't really think it had its time to shine anyways, so I'm not mad about using it a bit more. All right, and then I think right kind of away, we're gonna dip into the next shade. Where do I want to go with this? I think we're gonna go into this shade here called Cold. It looks very purple in person. It briefly kind of looked a bit bluish when I held it up in the monitor, but we'll see. And I'm picking that up on this like flat Morphe shader brush. That was from, I think, like that Oasis collection. We're just gonna stamp that on top. We're not really like blending it yet. We're just kind of placing the shades. We'll blend and get it all working out together shortly. And then, oh, I got hair in my mouth. Taking this Melt Cosmetics brush. This is a just tapered shadow brush. And with this, we're going to dip into the shade Calm. And start kind of bringing that around on top. And then grabbing a little blending brush. It's another Morphe brush from that Oasis collection. And we're going to grab this light purple here blanket. And start blending. I probably should have done some of the other shades I was looking at first before kind of getting too into this, but that's okay. Sometimes I switch up the way I do things. Just how my brain is working, which it really hasn't been working great today. I've been having a lot of migraines, but luckily I'm feeling okay now. I'm just gonna start working backwards with the shades to re-intensify. Something like that. We can always finesse it a bit more down the line. All right, I'm gonna keep my purple brushes in one spot just so I can recreate this on the other eye. Scrubbing another like just sort of like flat shader brush. This is a Morphe JS11, if I'm reading that right. And I am going to dip into this beautiful teal here called Showers. So who's excited for their releases that they just announced like over the past few days? Those two new palettes, the Nude Trolls and the Cool Trolls. I am so excited. I guess I could kind of take or leave the Nude Trolls one because I'm not a huge like warm tone person, but that Cool Trolls one, oh, I need that in my life. So I am definitely gonna try to get that when it releases. I think today is the 14th and it releases on the 21st of June. So just stamping this along and in. Nice thing is that these shades like are of a nice similar depth, so they're gonna blend together nicely. And then grabbing this e.l.f. eyeshadow brush, and I think we'll go into Peaceful, this beautiful shade here. Hopefully just with the mid-tone and light tone ones I can get them to blend okay. We'll see what happens. Blending brush, this is the Morphe JH40, and I am going to dip into this beautiful minty shade Crisp. I just like love a good mint. Like, just look how gorgeous and vibrant this is. And like these shades, like in my opinion, are just like blending like a dream into each other. And like even like with this like sort of border here, like I don't think it looks bad. Like I think it looks really good. Just gonna dip into some of these purple brushes again, not with any product, just with like whatever's on the brush. Actually, I'm gonna dip a little bit of that blanket shade again. But like that was so effortless. I'm just so impressed constantly with these guys. If you have not tried out this brand yet, like you are sleeping on an amazing brand. I'm just telling you. All right, as we can see, we are caught up on both the eyes. So I am gonna do like sort of like more of a like, you know, official cut crease, but I'm not gonna like actually like cut the crease, like clean it up with micellar water, put base down, anything like that. I just took some NYX glitter glue, which is what I use for my shimmers all the time, and I took that on this Wet n Wild. I think it's Wet n Wild. It's all kind of rubbed off right now, but yes, I can vaguely see that it says Wet n Wild on it. I find these brushes at like my local Dollar Tree, and they're really great and affordable. I love them. And we're going to go in with some colors. I think first we're going to go in with this gorgeous shade here called Winter Solstice. I'm pretty sure I used this in my first look I did with this palette ever in like my Instagram TikTok reel tutorial, but I need to use it. I love this shade. I want to use it in this look, so don't get mad. Anyways, we're going to take that on the same brush I used to put down the glitter glue, and we're just going to start putting that all over the inside part of the lid. I think this will have enough opacity to it that I don't have to worry about the fact that I didn't actually clean up the lid, but I guess if some other stuff shines through a bit, it's not a big deal, because like with the shifts to this palette, this shade, I think it isn't really gonna. And flipping over the brush, and we're gonna go in with a deeper shade. So it's this beautiful shifty one here. Let me see if when I do a swatch, if you can see like the purple and the blue. It's just so strong and gorgeous. Like when I hold it up, it looks very like blue in the viewfinder, but looking at the palette, it primarily looks purple. So I can't wait to put this on my eye. And we're just going to fill this in on the rest of this space all over the lid, going into like the matte in the outer corner. Oh, that is a magical shade. All right, I got the shimmer on. I just want to mention, I think on this eye, like I'm having some patchiness issues with that magical shade. I don't think it's the shade. I think it's just something going on in my eye there, but just in case you are seeing it, like I see it too, but I don't think it's like ruining the look or anything. So I still really love how this is coming together. But let's work on this lower lash line. All right, we're gonna take this liner. It's from LA Girl, and it's the Shockwave Neon Eyeliner, and I believe this was in, yeah, Fresh. This was like one of my all-time favorite liners for the longest time, and then I just haven't used it in a hot minute, so I'm really excited to use it for this look. I think it'll be really fun. I almost went with like a purple, but I think pulling another like kind of teal into the look is gonna be really awesome. And like these are, I need to get more. I wish that they would like make even more of these. Is LA Girl even like still around? I don't know. Taking this brush from Glamour. This is just something I got in an Ipsy. I love like the little hearts. And we're gonna dip into Magical. I don't know why I stumbled on that for a second. And we're going to start bringing this along the lower lash line. I think we're gonna keep all of the lower lash line purple. I thought about doing like continuing the two-tone, but I think that it'll be really cute just having the purple right up against that teal liner. Love that. And then I'm actually going to take the same brush that we used up top with that blanket shade, which was the lightest purple. And we're just gonna like start to like lightly buff that out a little. I don't want it to be too smoked out, but just to soften it up a bit. All right, super happy with how that is looking. This is totally giving me like Northern Lights vibes, which I feel like is just an overall vibe to the palette. So I love that. Let's throw something on the inner corner. I think we are going to go in with that Wonderland shade. So it's just this gorgeous shimmer here. I think it's like technically the lightest one. I thought about going in with Frost, which is like blue, but I don't know. There's just something about this Wonderland shade. I really want to use it. So picking that up on this MAC 211. We're just going to, oh, a bit crumbly because I think I picked up like a good chunk. I didn't put any like glitter glue under this. If you really wanted it to pop even more, you could do that. I just kind of wanted to see it on its own for a little sparkle. All right, I think that's pretty much it for the eyes. So I am going to just go throw on some lashes and finish off my face, and I'll be back with the final bit of look number 2. All right, here is the finished look. I'm so happy with how this turned out. It's really bold and vibrant, but I think it's just very, I don't know, whimsical as well. I really love this. And again, like I can't stop thinking about like the Northern Lights with this look, at least for me. That's what I'm getting from it. I went in with some, I was so excited about this. When I stopped into one of my local Dollar Trees, I discovered that they had the, these are the Full Foxy Drama half lashes, which I have been obsessed with. They used to be in like a butterfly packaging, and then I like bought out my local Dollar Tree and couldn't find them again, and then I saw these at another one, so I'm gonna also have to go to my local one and see if they have them and buy them out, because I bought every single pair that this one had. I just adore these. They are just so gorgeous, add the drama, but I don't have to trim them down, which I can trim a lash, I don't mind, I can do it, but I'd rather not. I'd rather save myself the trouble. So super excited about these, and if you liked them when I mentioned them in the past, I found them again, so hopefully you can find them too. As for the rest of my face, I already was wearing a combo from Melt Cosmetics on my cheeks, which is, they're both Honey Thief. They're just in the both cream, which I have under my face powder, and then I topped it with the powder formula. And then I also, since finishing the look, have added a bit of this Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Luminous Blush in the shade Cheer. I don't know why that's a tongue twister. I just recently got this, have a little first try on little video that will probably be on my TikTok already, trying this on. I have the shade Joy from them, and I have been obsessed with it, so I really wanted to get another one, and I'm so happy I have this. On my lips, I have a combo. This is the All Day Everyday lip liner in Love Note from Melt Cosmetics. Unfortunately, they discontinued this line, so you can't get this exact one, but I still really love their lip liners. Like, even their new ones are really great. And then I topped that off with this NYX Cosmetics Lip Lingerie XXL in the shade Pushed Up. I just thought it was this beautiful pink, and I thought it would complement it. So happy with that. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed watching me create look number 2. And without further ado, let's move on to look number 3. All right, who is ready for the final look? This has been so much fun doing this series. I've been having a lot of fun diving into this palette a bit more. So I feel like I want to do something where I utilize like the blue mattes mostly. I think I really want to use the purple shimmer here, Comfort, as well as maybe Wonderland or maybe Frost, we'll see. And then maybe a little pop of this Mint Crisp in the inner corner. It's sort of just what I'm envisioning. So let's just zoom in and get going, see if it works out that way. Also, first, a quick shout out to these super cute earrings. They're from Darling Limited. They're not new from there, so I'm not 100% sure if these ones are available, but I just wanted to say that her shop is open again. I'm so excited that she's back, and if you haven't checked them already, I highly recommend that you do. Let's get into the shadows. I'm gonna grab a packing brush, shadow brush. This is from Gothlo. It's a 703. And I am going to grab the Deep Blue Clear Skies right here. Then we're just going to start placing this on the inner and outer corner. And I'm not too worried if it gets on the inside at all. That's okay. We're just going to cover that up anyways. Next, we're going to grab Icicle. It's beautiful, almost like periwinkle / baby blue. And I'm picking that up on a Luxie 231 small tapered blending brush. feel like I tried to blend out the dark blue with this shade in another look, and it didn't work out that great. So I am going to first actually grab Fresh Air, which is just a mid-toned brighter blue, on that same brush I was trying to use with the other shade. And I'm gonna grab this first. Yeah, I think this is just a bit better for this. Now grabbing this brush from Melt Cosmetics. This is a round transition. And we're gonna dip into that icicle shade that I was trying to use a moment ago. Hopefully this will blend a bit better now. Which I'm sure it will, because this is pretty much exactly what I had to do in another look when I was using these shades in a similar like transition, but like different look, different style. Then I'm gonna go back in with that prior shade, Fresh Air. Just rebuild that up a little bit. And then back in with Clear Skies. Generally the way I always do this, I start off with the deepest shade, work my way out to the lighter shades, and then work my way back again. Just gonna bring that across the middle a little bit too. Again, I'm not like too worried about the absolute center. Off camera, I went and applied some NYX glitter glue like I always do. And then I'm gonna go in with this purple shimmer here called Comfort. I haven't used it yet and I just really wanna give it a try. So I'm just picking that up on the same brush that I applied the NYX glitter glue with. And I'm just gonna stamp that all over the center of the lid. And then I'm actually going to dip into Wonderland a little bit, which is the one in the corner here. And I'm going to place that just a little bit right in the middle, just to create a little bit of like a halo highlight. Just like that. It just adds some really beautiful dimension, I think. Alright, so I went in with this liner on my waterline. This is the KVD Beauty Everlasting. Technically it's a lip liner, but I've always used it as an eyeliner in the shade Coven. I just thought this pastel purple would be really cute. And now I'm going to do lower lash, and I'm going to go in with this Morphe M5432, just kind of like flat definer brush. And we're going to pick up Clear Skies, which is that deep blue, and just start, I really want to knock that off, and just start putting that underneath the lash line. I'm bringing it absolutely all the way in because we're going to pop that mint shade on the innermost corner, but I just want to place this most of the way and also just help clean up, redefine this shape a little bit. Taking a light bit of that Fresh Air shade, which was the mid-tone blue, and just very lightly. I don't want to like really blend this out very much or add much additional shadow down at the bottom at all. Wow. I just noticed that somehow I smeared this faux freckle I have down here across my face. I'll have to fix that. Alright, that's all cleaned up. I'm taking this Beach Cosmetics number 6 brush. It's just from a set of theirs, but just like a small flat brush. And we're going to grab that minty shade Crisp. Just pick that up. Then we're just going to start placing that on the inner corner and then into the lower lash line as well. This probably would have been even better with if I put down like a white base beforehand. So you do this, recreate this. I suggest that you do that. All right, I think that is like more or less the look. I'm gonna go off, do some lashes, a lip. I might add some gems to this one. I haven't done it. Like, I know I added glitter to the first look, but I didn't add anything to the second look. So I might just add a little something, just add a little fun detail. And yeah, we'll be right back to show the whole thing all finished. Here we are, look number 3. I love how this turned out. I think it's like smoky but colorful. It's a lot of fun and I just am so happy with it. This palette has just been such a pleasure to work with. I did add some like little stars in the corner. I don't know if they're super noticeable, but I thought it was like a fun little touch. So that's what I went with. To finish off the look, I went in with this gloss from Fenty Beauty. It's one of their gloss bombs in Sweet Mouth. I just really love this shade. It's really comfortable. And I just also wanted something like quick and simple because this eye keeps watering so much. I've touched up the inner corner numerous times between takes and I just am over it. So yeah. Oh, and I used my the Ioni half lashes in Foxy. So love those. That's it. Wrapping this up. This was another 3 looks 1 palette video, this time featuring the Winter Wonderland palette from Cosmic Brushes. I'm so happy to be playing, not only to be playing with this palette again and explore it more because it's still a very new to me palette, but also with their 2 new palettes coming out. Hopefully I'll have this video out before they do. They're coming out on June 21st. It's just fun to dig in with some others. I know that I really want the Culturals palette. I want them both, but I really want the Culturals palette. And like with how that one looks, I feel like that one and this would just pair so beautifully together. So thought I'd get some initial looks out of this palette and then be ready for those when I eventually get my hands on them. But I hope you enjoyed watching this. Some things you can do to help out my channel. You can give this video a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate that. Leave a comment down below. I always love hearing from all of you. You just always have such kind, amazing things to say and it's just really encouraging and just, you know, helps me feel good about, you know, doing this and putting myself out there. So thank you. And also you could subscribe. I love seeing more and more of you stick around for more videos. Like I said, I'm going to try to get back into a better routine. I can never make any promises to how often I'm going to post videos, but I'll try. If you also want some more in-between content from me, check out my Instagram and TikTok. I do post a bit more on there just because it's quicker content, so I'm able to get it out faster. And I'm Spooky Mama Glam on both of those platforms. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this, and I will just catch you in the next one. Bye!